We define consumer surplus as the difference between willingness to pay and what consumers actually pay. Graphically, the demand curve indicates what consumers are willing to pay. And in our example, let's take a price of 4. The difference then between what they're willing to pay and what they actually pay represents consumer surplus. In our example then, this green triangle will represent consumer surplus. The question now is, what will happen if there's a decrease in price? Let's assume the price decreases, say, to 3 Rand. What happens to consumer surplus? Now, 2 things. Firstly, there's additional customers coming into the market. Those are the guys that weren't willing to pay a price of 4, but they are willing to pay a price of 3. So there's a gain in consumers. So there's an increase in consumer surplus, represented by these new customers, these new people that receive satisfaction at the lower price. But that's not all. The existing customers, these guys that were willing to pay a price of 4, they now pay less, they pay 3. So their satisfaction also increase, and therefore consumer surplus, represented by this rectangular. So if we look at total consumer surplus, yes, the price of 4, this green triangle, with the lowering in price, there's a gain of new customers, and the existing guys, their satisfaction also increase. So total consumer surplus at a price of 3 Rand is then represented by this whole triangle. So a decrease in price increases total consumer surplus.